Welcome to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History. We've got an interesting one for you today. I've got my good friend Chuck Rambo with me, and we have a 100-year-old pre-electricity water pump. This is something that runs off a kerosene lamp, okay? This is a German made. It was sold by the company Glaschker. There's two companies that made these in Germany. Helschke, I think, is one of them. And Chuck is trying to get this thing working. We've got the flame going. The flame is actually pumping what's taking the water in from the reservoir, and it's causing steam, which is making the motor work. So this is crazy. This is 100 years old, and it was pre-electricity, before any electricity. And they would have had this in the bottom of like a parlor fountain, which they called it a saloon fountain in Germany, which was basically a inside fountain aquarium. And this would have pumped the water up through it, through a turf stone, as they called it, which was a natural stone material. They also had decorative terracotta things in the aquariums, and it would pump the water up through it, and it would come back down. And they use those not just for decoration, but also for people that had asthma that needed humidity in the room. So they would basically have a humidifier in this little saloon fountain. But to find these actual working motors is next to impossible. They're very, very rare. I don't even know how many are left in existence, but in all the years I've been collecting, I've seen maybe 3, and that's it. So I never thought we'd get this thing working, but Chuck came down today and we decided we were going to get 2 items working for you. Hopefully this is the one we'll show you this week, and then we'll show you another one next week. But these are pre-electricity.
It's pumping water.
Oh, it is. So the water comes out here, and this would have gone, it would be in the bottom of the saloon fountain. It would come all the way up, and it would pump down the either the terracotta ornament or the turf stone ornament. So, and we have our little reservoir over here. It's burning off some of the oil that got on the pump. There's the kerosene, little kerosene lantern down there. It took us a while to figure it out because we're trying to figure out where the water reservoir is, and there isn't one. You basically have the water reservoir over here, and you pump it into this little section here, and your other water comes out over on this side. So where's the reservoir, the actual reservoir?
Must come in through the side. There's no place to really add it.
Yeah, it's very unusual. But it runs incredibly well for something that's 100 years old. This probably was somewhere between the 1920s and 1930s. And I think all those parlor aquariums went away in the 30s. They were gone. But they went back as early as about 1890. That's when they first started making these with these types of pumps, and I think 1 or 2 other types. It's just fascinating, though, to look at it. It's like, wow, it's 100 years old, pre-electricity. This pumped water, 100 years ago for a fountain aquarium in Germany in a parlor. And I think I told you that story. What is a parlor? A parlor is, it's a synonym for funeral parlor. It's where if somebody died like on a farm, and they would put a casket in there, and all the farmers would come and pay respects to that farmer that they knew all those years. But the women's organization got together and said that was too gruesome. They were going to change the name from parlor room to family room, or no, living room. So that's what it was, living room. So now all houses have a living room, a family room, and a dining room. And you could thank the living room to the women's organization 100 years ago plus that didn't like the word parlor room. Okay.
So this leaks. And so when the water comes out here, it collects in this little tray, and then it drains out here so it doesn't fall down and put out the flame. So you can direct the water away from the flame, keep it running.
So they thought of everything.
Yeah. You adjust it with this little knob right here. Kind of controls it, but this knob leaks. And I'm sure the gaskets in there need to be redone as well, or else it's be pumping a lot better.
Pumping pretty good for 100 years old, never being
works.
Yeah. So this one is our other one that we have, but this one was never sold to us as working, although it does actually spin as well as that one does. It's much larger. You can see the spinning wheel. It's both cast iron, but much, much bigger, probably twice as big as that one. We're missing the burner, and that burner has a cutout. This one doesn't. So I don't know, different shaped burner. And I wondered what the holes are for. And Chuck said it's probably to get the burner out so you can stick your fingers in there when it's not lit and get it out. And here's your boiler tube right here. And then again, you've got to hook it water in one part and water comes out the other way. And so there is no reservoir. You just actually get a siphon going on your water reservoir, and you hook it into one side, the side that is the inlet side, and it comes out the outlet side. And here's your thing for the water that leaks out, so you can direct it away from, the hot plate and away from the flame. But you could see it's amazing how this is made. Look at the ball bearing in there, how this thing spins. Just crazy. What craftsmanship from 100 years ago. So this is an extra one. I'm going to see if I can figure out a boiler for it. If any of you watching this in Germany have a spare boiler for this 100-year-old water pump, please send it to us straight away.
It's actually getting better because the gaskets becoming hydrated. They're probably stiff and old after not being used for a while. But as we're putting water to it, they're actually pumping better.
Wow.
Because I can see the bubbles coming through it and the water going through it as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can watch this for an hour. This is crazy. To see something 100 years ago sitting in a warehouse that all of a sudden just starts right back up again.
So you done with this one?
Yeah. How are you going to blow that out?
This is where you want to film? Hey, watch this.
Watch Chuck blow up.
Is this the real money? Yeah.
Wait, maybe I don't want this on film.
This
Chuck.
This is the real money shot.
I don't have enough insurance for you. Oh, you're going to cheat and use the pliers.
Well, to be smart and use the pliers.
Then you're gonna turn the thing off. That's why you make the big money, Chuck.
Ta-da. Here, hold this. Look how quickly you take it away and it goes away.
I know, it stops immediately.
Yeah.
Flame's gone, no power source.
Yeah.
How long do you think that would last? With that amount of kerosene or oil?
Days.
Days?
Yeah.
Really?
Once you got it hot.
Wow.
Just like an oil lamp. Right? Oil lamp lasts all day.
That's amazing.
So maybe they use that during the day and then this at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Combination. So now we'll hook this one up.
Yeah, now we're going to do part 2. All right, that's it for part 1. That is the incredible Glaschker water pump that went for a saloon fountain or parlor fountain.
Yeah, it was pretty successful.